We've got Troy Hazard here. Pleasure to talk with you this morning. If our viewers are instantly going, well, wait a second, future-proofing your business. I don't own a business. it doesn't matter. The concepts in this book can just be applied to life.
Well, they're one and the same. See, what we try and do is separate business and life, and they're not really. You know, your job and your home life, you're the same person in either place.
That's very true.
But we try and pull the two pieces apart when we should be actually trying to blend them.
Oh, really?
And so the philosophies of future-proofing your business are exactly the same to try and future-proof your life.
Oh, fabulous. That makes it easy. And then when you open up the first page here, right on the inside, it says, this is something that really caught my attention. Find that you got to ruthlessly understand yourself and your decisions.
Absolutely.
Ouch, that seems like that might hurt a little bit.
Well, it is. So, think of this.
Okay.
We create vision boards and visions of our future, right? And we have a Pinterest page with lots of pictures on it.
Right.
The reality is you've got to do stuff to get there. You can't you can't just say, look at that pretty picture, I'm going to be that, I'm going to have that, I'm going to do that when I'm 50 or 30 or whatever.
Right.
You've actually got to make some changes, and that means you've got to think about your character, you've got to think about your values, you've got to think about what you're doing in life, and really look internally as to what you've got to change to fix that. Otherwise, you're never going to get there.
And when you talk about those things like the pictures or maybe the picture boards and the things like that, the images in our mind, the pretty stuff, the things that we want. I think sometimes maybe we get fixated on the event, the end result.
Of course.
What do we need to do to get started with the process? Well,
this is an interesting point because we do. We look at it when it's done, but we then get caught up avoiding the accident.
Right.
Think of this, 2008, the world changed. Everyone's worried about losing their jobs. They're worried about quitting their jobs. They're worried about what's going to happen next. And so we go back to avoiding the accident rather than focusing on what we really want, what our vision wanted, what we wanted in our vision. What's going to be the thing that makes us happiest? And that then takes the focus off what's important. We go back to the day-to-day and worry about stuff, and so, of course, nothing gets done. Nothing changes.
Right.
And you wake up in 5 years' time and go, I'm back where I was.
Funny. Yeah, exactly. I didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So do we need like a 2-year plan, a 5-year, a 10-year plan? How far out should we set our sights?
So we have a yearly plan in our house, right? Okay. My wife and I set out what we want to do for the year, and then we have a weekly board meeting. We go for a walk on the beach in Florida, where we live, every Friday, most Fridays, and we work out, are we on track? Are we changing and evolving with life? And if we're not, then we make some adjustments, because things influence you. Things happen in life with health, with family, with work. And if you don't constantly evolve, then you can't keep up with the changes that you need to make to achieve the things you'd like to achieve.
And what role does fear play in all of this? Is it something that motivates us, or does it hinder us? What does it do? Well,
it does get in the way, because typically our reaction to life is driven by truth or fear.
Okay.
And when we're fearful, we retreat. When we're really in our truth, we get a chance to move forward. The market, the stock market, the world is driven by truth and fear. When things go bad and your stock's price goes down, you get fearful and you sell. Exactly.
That's right.
But when it's going well, then you get greedy and you think you might go and do a little bit more. In life, we have to make a clear decision. Are we making decisions on truth or fear?
Okay.
If they're fear-based decisions, they're probably not going to get you in front. If they're truth-based decisions, you've got a half a chance of achieving that vision you've set.
What's something that we all could maybe do today to start off on the right foot, maybe to reach that goal, or just feel better about our lives and ourselves? Is there one little thing that we could do today, something manageable and digestible?
We have a thing that we have a culture of conscious change in our businesses and also in our lives. Like I said, I have this weekly chat with my wife, and it's all about trying to evolve and making sure trying to be better tomorrow than you are today. Like I'm a late starter as a father. I'm 51 with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
So I've got to learn stuff pretty quickly.
Right, okay, come on,
I've got these big habits I've got to get in shape. So we have this culture of conscious change. And if you can wake up every day and say, what can I do tomorrow that's better than I am today, you've got half a chance of getting there.
Fabulous. Great information. It's a pleasure talking with you.
No worries.
And again, you need to pick up a copy of this book. We're going to make sure we put all that information on IndyStyle.tv, but don't let the name throw you there about business. It's also about life, too, because they're kind of one and the same, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Pleasure. Thank you so much, Troy. Trace?
1-year-old and a 3-year-old?
Yeah.
You need a good cup of coffee.
I need more than that.
Maybe 2. And a great cup of coffee is here. Catherine's here.